With every new NFL season, we see some new potential for players to break out. Typically, the stars align. A player's situation meets their development, which then leads to a player hitting their max potential. But who are some breakout candidates for the 2022 NFL season? I got you with my top 5, but first, hit that intro.
I gave you fair warning, beware. Smack him in the corner of the end zone. It is caught for the touchdown. Smack him in the mouth. I gave you fair warning, beware. I'll smack him in the mouth.
What is up, everyone? I am NFLMike, and I am on the mic of the most electrifying sports YouTube channel in the game today. I appreciate you for tuning in to the newest upload. I'm going to be going over my top 5 breakout candidates for the 2022 NFL season. Before we get into the list, please help me out. It takes 1 second to make sure you like the video and are subscribed with notifications on so you can be back for every single upload. Look how easy it is. Look. Like, subscribe, notifications, all. 2 seconds. Okay, now that that's taken care of, let's get into the video. I understand that this whole list could be quarterbacks, so I've made a separate all quarterback potential breakout list. Gonna go over it really quick, and we're not gonna talk about any quarterbacks for the rest of the video. At number 5, Zach Wilson. Showed some improvement towards the end of last year. Was the 2nd overall pick in his draft class, only behind Trevor Lawrence. Has the arm talent to be a star in this league. And on top of it all, I think the Jets actually got him a wide receiver 1 level guy in Garrett Wilson. What did I say earlier? Situation meets development, which leads to a breakout season. At number 4, Trey Lance. Trey Lance would have been way higher on my list literally 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. But the Debo drama, Alex Mack potentially retiring, and the lack of a Jimmy Garoppolo trade is poking some holes in my Trey Lance bandwagon. At number 3, Jalen Hurts. I don't think Hurts is going to take this massive leap as a passer, but if he can just keep the turnovers down while getting the ball out wide to his new weapon core, the Eagles are going to have a great year next year. I'm telling everyone, they're probably going to win the NFC East. At 2, Trevor Lawrence himself. We all saw what this cat could do in college, and we know what Trevor Lawrence's potential is, and that's to be a generational level quarterback in the league one day. Had a very Peyton Manning-esque first year. Will he have a Peyton Manning-esque second year, which would be a good thing? I think Lawrence has the potential to do it, and I think he has a really good mentor in Doug Peterson coming to town. And at 1, the player that should break out at the quarterback position next year, Tua Tagovailoa. Tua should have a Joe Burrow or Justin Herbert level season compared to what the Tua believers say he is. So if it does not happen, the Tua Tagovailoa believers have to Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, Mike Gesicki, Mike McDaniels running the offense as a coach. Tua's finally in the perfect situation. All right, let's go on to our non-quarterback side of this list. Starting off with my honorable mention, and that's for Rashod Bateman. Bateman almost made this list, and you guys are going to be mad when you find out who my number 5 person is on the list. But I just think that the Ravens are going to pound the hell out of rock and play great defense next year. And that strategy has led to the Ravens being one of the most winningest teams over the last couple of seasons. So it's not a bad thing by any means. At number 5, I have wide receiver Josh Palmer of the Los Angeles Chargers. Call me biased, but Palmer only started 5 games last year as a rookie for the Chargers. In all 5 of those games, he wasn't even the wide receiver 1, but he still had 4 tutties. He still outperformed a guy who had 600 yards with Herbert the year before in Jalen Guyton. And then I know not everyone went to Chargers camp and watched Josh Palmer, but I did. And seeing Palmer routing up guys like Derwin James is very promising. And it's got to get you excited to see that Palmer is set to be the Chargers wide receiver 3 in 2022. I'm expecting 600 to 750 yards out of Palmer, and maybe close to 8 touchdowns. The Chargers could leave the 2022 season with a great problem. 3 now Super Bowl winning wide receiver 1 level players being thrown to by a generational, now Super Bowl winning quarterback in Justin Herbert. Whew! What a dream for us Chargers fans. At number 4, I have tight end Cole Kmet. The Chicago Bears really sat back and watched wide receivers fly off the shelf. It looked like it was an episode of Oprah this offseason with the wide receiver market. You get get a wide receiver. You get a wide receiver. Philly, you need one over there? Here's a wide receiver for you as well. All while the Bears sat on their hands with their projected $100 million in cap in 2023 and are going to field a team where Velus Jones is the wide receiver 2 for Justin Fields next year. That's always the best way to develop your young quarterbacks, right, guys? Leave them stranded in an offense with 0 weapons, and hopefully them trying to carry sharpens them and doesn't crush them. I don't support this strategy at all. Nonetheless, Cole Kmet is set to have a much bigger role in this offense next year. He took a jump from his rookie year to his sophomore year, and I'm expecting him to take another jump into his 3rd year in the league. He's going to see a larger target share, and he's finally going to see a season where the Bears have a set starting quarterback for the entire year. I could see Kmet easily having a 70-catch, 750-yard, and 7 or so touchdown season. And for you fantasy players and where he's being drafted, that's an absolute steal. At number 3, wide receiver Jerry Jeudy. As much as it hurts as a Bolts fan to put a Broncos wide receiver on this list, I gotta do it. Now, it works out that the reason a wide receiver from the Broncos is going on this list because they haven't had anyone jump into the elite anytime recently. But for Jerry Jeudy, 2022 is the make or break year for me and what his potential is going to be as a wide receiver in the NFL. He's a guy that has thrived and looked great out of the slot, but also is kind of big enough and fast enough to move out wide when they need him to. And oh yeah, now instead of having Drew Lock throwing to him, he's going to have Russell Wilson throwing to him. I really liked what Russell Wilson did with Tyler Lockett, and Tyler Lockett honestly probably wouldn't be the receiver that he is with many other quarterbacks in the NFL. And it's a very loose comparison, but I feel like Jerry Jeudy can one day do everything that Tyler Lockett does in Seattle for that offense. But Broncos fans, if Jeudy does not break out with Russell Wilson, what's the excuse then? At number 2, edge rusher Rashod Gary. My first defensive player on the list. Gary quietly had a really good season last year for the Pack. And while the Packers lost Darius Smith to take away some of those blocking schemes away from Gary, they gained Devontae Wyatt, who I think is going to be a similar level player, honestly. And the team still has guys like Kenny Clark and Preston Smith on the same D-line. You're going to see these blocking schemes shifted in the direction of Kenny Clark and Preston Smith, which is going to give Rashod Gary an opportunity on the opposite side to feast. I would not be shocked if we leave the 2022 season and we're looking at Rashod Gary as the best pass rusher in Green Bay. I sincerely believe that. And at my number 1 spot for breakout candidates in the 2022 season, the guy that I am most confident to break out next year and be a top 10 player at his position. The player is cornerback, Carolina Panthers, J.C. Horn. Look, Gilmore is still great, and the Panthers lost him. But Carolina fans, you should not care at all because you have this guy. And Dante Jackson and C.J. Henderson still in the cornerback room. But if you care about my opinion at all, my opinion is that Horn is going to take over as the alpha in that secondary next season. And both he and Jeremy Chin are going to cause some serious problems in the secondary for offensive coordinators to prepare for. Ooh. And JC was on his way to having a great rookie season until he suffered that broken foot injury in week 3. What was it I said earlier in the video? Talent, situation, development, explosion. And on top of it all, this Carolina Panthers D-line is going to help out their cornerbacks next year. Brian Burns still on the team. Derek Brown, one more year in his development. He could be another breakout candidate. Gross Matos, another breakout candidate. And then they sneakily grabbed up Matthew Ioannidis from the Washington football team. And then the final domino that can fall in J.C. Horn's favor, ironically, is having Sam Darnold as a quarterback. Because thanks to Sam Darnold's turnover issues, J.C. Horn's going to get plenty of INT opportunities. I am telling you, we are going to leave next year, the 2022 season, and everyone consensusly are going to have J.C. Horn in their top 10. And fans like myself are probably going to start talking about J.C. Horn entering the top 5, depending on how crazy this explosion is. It's going to be a great year. The only thing stopping it is an injury. Again, knock on wood, we don't want to ever see it happen to any player in the league. That is my list of breakout candidates for 2022. If you'd like to review the list, feel free to rewind to the video at any point, and then let me know some breakout candidates that you have in mind in the comment section below. This was a tough list to make. There are plenty of options to choose from. Maybe I opened your eyes to some players today, so please help open my eyes to some more players today. Thank you for tuning in to another upload, but before you go, I have a really quick question. Are you good at fantasy football or fantasy basketball? Then why aren't you already making money? You can do that by joining the app Prize Picks. The application is turning your sports knowledge into hard, cold cash. And they've given my audience their own super secret promo code. Right now, when you sign up through my promotion link that is in the description of this video, PrizePicks is doubling your initial deposit, so you start up 100% of your money. If you put in $20, you have $40 to play with. If you put in $100, you'll have $200 to play with. They also pay up to 10 times the winnings. I have turned $5 into 50 so many times. I did it last night. Thank you, Andrew Wiggins. Thank you, Steve Adams, with those rebounds. I am also doing an NFL ticket giveaway to a game of your choice to everyone who signs up to PrizePicks through the promo link in the description. So you also get entered to win 2 free NFL tickets for next year. On top of it all, through the link in the description, you can also receive my free picks with hot and cold streaks, so you know whether to go with me or against me when I send you the picks. Link is in the description. Please check it out and at least sign up for those free picks so that way that you can see what the app looks like from the inside. Again, just click the link in the description, fill in your email, leave your initial deposit, you'll see it doubled, and that means you are entered to win the NFL tickets and you're entered to receive those free picks. Did I say 10 times your money? I think I said 10 times your money. On Thursday, I'll be uploading a video about players that might take a step back in 2022, so the opposite of this video. Appreciate you guys for tuning in one last time. I am NFL Mike, and I am on the mic, and I'll see you guys next time. But until then, keep balling. Josh Palmer season, baby.
Smack him in the mouth. I gave you fair warning.